Here's the Roxy marquee all lit up. There's the sign. The tree is kind of blocking the view of the iconic arrow sign. This is a long time coming, return of the Roxy.
Tonight we also have 3 sponsors that we are grateful for, including Rottweiler Motorcycles. First Federal Bank, and Sound West Group. Wow. It is so amazing to see this theater with so many people in it. But there's one person in particular I want to point out to you tonight. Where is Lillian Bauer? Lillian, can you show me your hand? Okay, right up here in the second row on the right hand, my right, your left hand side that's waving. Lillian was married to Cabby Bauer, who managed this theater from 1941 to 1981. Yes, so the original. Now, I'm going to guess that there's even a possibility that someone who attended the very first showing, The Devil and Miss Jones, may be in the audience. I interviewed Alma Bockley, who was here in the seats. But how many of you had come to the Roxy Theater before in its previous incarnation? All right, a lot of you. Okay, great. All right, so I think it's just important to point out that not only do we have a very exciting evening thanks to the sponsors, as well as the Bremerton Letterpress Company, which hit it out of the park with the tickets, am I right? Oh my God, they did such a good job. Thank you to all who have supported making this possible. We're in for a great film tonight, The Greatest Showman, and we've got a few tricks up our sleeve for the evening. But before we can go any further, I want to point out the safety features of this 1941 Art Deco theater. There are exits from where you came in. I'm required by the fire department to say this, but it is important. There are the exits that way you came in through those 2 doors right there. There are also 2 exits right behind me up on the stage should we need to use them. So it's very important that we all know about those. So we're going to have a fabulous evening again. Thanks so much for coming out and being a part of not only an exciting night, but what I truly believe is a time of history that you're getting to witness right here at the Roxy Theater. Thank you so much. I'm going to introduce next Wes Larson, who is the Chief Principal at Sound West Group, and he's going to tell you a little bit about how this $1 million remodel was possible. Come on up here, Wes. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wow, this is really cool. So, you know, on this stage, just imagine, and Bing Crosby singing White Christmas back in the 1940s. You had Casablanca played against him. Frank Sinatra sang him, all right? So, you know, now what you just listened to, and I'll come back to this, you listened to Quincy Jones back on the block. Quincy Jones, native of Bremerton, called Bremerton home, and had his comeuppance here, but I just want to read the lyrics that you couldn't quite hear. I'm back, on the block, on the screen, I'm on the wax, I'm on the stage, I'm on the scene. I'm on the case just like an attorney. The dude took me on a magic journey. To dance in France, alone in Rome, on the farmlands of Nebraska, the cold of Alaska, the heat of the motherland, to be with my brother man. On top of a snow-capped mountain, I'm scouting what another man saw in a race of people, to see him give his life for the price of equal. The highest wisdoms, the richest kingdoms, the song of songs, we heard David sing them. He showed me when I was young and hung out. He showed me making love, he showed me strung out. He showed me popping nines, standing on a rock. But tears came to my eyes when he showed me my block. Quincy Jones, 20 Grammy Awards from Bremerton, Washington. I'm gonna bring him back, I'll talk about that in a minute, all right? But first of all, you know, I just wanna thank everybody so much, all of you who contributed. And, you know, there's a story of Mark Twain and with Mark Twain painting the fence. And, you know, work can be a joy and a love. Work's not always about making money. And so Mark Twain got a lot of people to come with him to paint the fence, and that's the story of the Roxy Theater. So we started out, we had the city. The city was behind us, helped us get a grant for 4th Street. We had contractors donating their time, drywallers contributing their service, electricians, so on and so forth. But you know, it all started out with the dream, and my partner Mike Brown and I in the Sound West Group. You know, we acquired this vacant building, the Sears department store, and then we got the Ford Auto dealership, and then we saw this, you know, this theater that hadn't been open or running for 30 years, and we said, well, I don't know, what do you think? We should get the theater too. We had no idea, you know, how to operate a theater, but we did get the very best guy, Jeff Bryan and Far Away Entertainment, to do that for us. And, you know, $10.5 million into the block, crazy idea. We're going to make apartments in the Sears department store. Going to reopen the Roxy Theater. First Federal helped us finance that. Thank you, First Federal. And when we finally pay you back, it'll be a while. Anyway. You know, it'll go to the nonprofit, the Roxy Bremerton Foundation. So this is a people's theater. Now, you know, but what I really want to talk about, I mentioned Quincy Jones at the outset. All right, this is part of the bigger picture. You know, somebody asked me, what comes next? Well, what comes next is the public square for downtown Bremerton, which this block is going to be. And that is going to involve a collaborative effort across the street from us between two of Bremerton's greatest. One is Quincy Jones, and the other is Stephen Hull. You may not know who Stephen Hull is, but Stephen Hull is a world famous architect. He was named by Time magazine as the greatest architect who connected architecture with the spirit. Multiple awards, but his local works include Bellevue Art Museum, includes St. Ignatius Chapel at Seattle University, Simmons Hall at MIT. But nothing is more dear and near to him than his hometown of Bremerton. Now, here's a real kicker, as I talked to Stephen this morning. Stephen teaches at Columbia University, has since 1981, and his focus, his specialty, is a relationship between architecture and music. So, between Quincy and Stephen Hull, we're going to create, I guess I can just call it, Bremerton's version of MEP, but it's going to be a collaborative, interactive art, architecture, music center, and it'll be right across the street. We're in preliminary design, and all of this is going to be built around Quincy Square. So Quincy Square in honor of Quincy Jones. Again, 20 Grammy Awards, one of Bremerton's most famous citizens, and this square will be at center stage, or at center stage of the square will be the Roxy Theater. So we expect to have Quincy here, and we also are, counting on other famous performers to come and grace our stage. But this next step of creating and building on this dream of Quincy Square is going to be another big effort of, painting the fence. And we've all got to work together. We've all got to pull together on that to make it happen. And, Quincy Jones, maybe the hit that most of you remember most that he produced is We Are the World. And, it's that spirit of giving back to your community, giving back to your brother, that I really want us to celebrate tonight. We really do something here for ourselves and for the greater good. So I just want to thank you very much and enjoy the movie. I think you'll be really impressed with the technology and the system. So thank you.
Okay, it's my pleasure to introduce to you two board members from the Roxy Theater Foundation, Wendy Draney and Marie Johnson. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for that introduction, Josh. How exciting is this? Welcome to the Roxy. And like Josh said, Marie Johnson, Wendy Draney, she is our photographer, so smile, because you're part of history. So we are part of the Roxy Bremerton Foundation Board, and we are the charitable arm of the Roxy. So we have three arms. We have the Roxy, the film with Far and Away Entertainment that will start showing today. You got the first one, and then tomorrow, all week, every day, which is awesome. We also have partnered with the Admiral Theater. So you're going to have live theater here too. The first show is March 17th, so make sure you get your tickets. You want to get them through the Admiral Theater. So the Charitable Foundation, what do? So our job is to steward this building, to maintain, to take care of it, and support the building. And we'll do that in several different ways, for the smallest projects to the largest ones. Now, some of you, when you came in, you got an envelope. So on here, you can either donate financially, you can donate your time, or volunteer. So we have a lot of work to do. We have a list and many more things to work on. And thank you for coming out to the Roxy.
All right, and now I'm going to introduce the man who will be running this theater for Far Away Entertainment. He's a city council member, Michael Goodnow, everybody.
Thank you, Josh. All right, so we are moments away from lighting off the movie, And again, my name is Michael Goodnow with Far Away Entertainment. Wes mentioned Jeff Bryan, who's standing over there. And to save time, he's not going to come and say a lot of things. But we kind of want to do something sort of fun. If you will humor me. Good news, bad news. The bad news is there's no 3D movies. The good news is we gave you the 3D glasses because we're going to spend a few minutes and we want you to participate in a sort of flash mob style video so that we can capture all of you in that video. So I've got some cool kids coming up here to give me a hand. We're going to set up probably another camera. So and